In 3.21 series of 7 Day 7 Farms, I made a video on Unnatural breaches, and nobody listened, but that's absolutely fine because it means that it's fair game this league. So I went in, I grabbed some Unnatural compasses, and I went to work farming my anticipation shields. The guaranteed loot from this strategy, or seemingly guaranteed, is very, very good. So this is definitely a gap in the market right now. Whether it remains that, well, we'll have to see after the video, but right now, this is a very, very strong farm. It overperformed way more than I could have expected. It's fast. There's big loot explosions. There's good uniques dropping because we're using reliquary scarabs. You're getting tons of fortunate cards with the div scarab. It's just a blast to farm. So if you've got a good build, if you're speedy, this one is going to be for you. All right, boys and girls, let's look at the Atlas tree first. Day 6, we got one more to go after this, and I don't know how we're going to top today. This one was crazy. It was such a fun farm as well. But basically, we have all the breach nodes, as you can see down at the bottom. We've got extra chances for breaches. We've got more mobs spawning. We've got our Unnatural having a chance to be duplicated. So we're going to have tons of bosses that we want to take down immediately for these additional chances to get breach stones. We also have the breach boss clasped hands have a chance to spawn the breach boss, and you have more chance to get the clasped hand. Now, Flash Breach is really good, but in the last season, they actually made Breach better, just across the board. They made it function better, I should say. And Flash Breach for your build may not be needed. For me, I could get away with it. I was just on the edge, I'd say, if needed it or not. Sometimes I missed a few clasped hands. Then we come up, we've got more density, and then we have the Delirium. So I did this initially. I actually farmed 50 maps without forcing Delirium with the mirror. And then I looked at the prices for the mirror, and I realized I'm an idiot. So we did that. We went in, we farmed some guaranteed Delirium mirror. So we get extra +1 count on map completion, which just gives you more rewards, more chance for Deli Orb, so we can grab them. And then just having Deli on your map increases the, quant rarity. There's a ton more mobs. So all those mobs in the breach, you're going to get extra juice on them. All the mobs in the expedition too. So really, really good. And then, of course, all the effects of non-unique modifiers. And the reason for this is, of course, you should be Chisel, Arcing, and then Varling all your maps. And this league, they actually removed one of the outcomes for Varling your map. So it's way more likely that you hit like an 8 mod map or an un-ID'd map or something like that. So always Varl your maps. Delete them if they're bad. It's not the end of the world. It's like a couple of chaos here and there when you brick one. Blue altars. Why do we go blue altars over red? The main reason was we're getting all these monsters, right, in our map from Delirium and Breach and Expedition. So we want all that quant and rarity, and that's exactly what I got. You get so much quant and rarity for this. And I'm going to tell you, it was raining uniques. Out of all the strategies I did, I have so many things that I just can't include in the results. Because, like, I dropped an Unnatural Instinct, I dropped Diallas, I dropped 4 Voidborn Reliquary keys. I think a large part of this is we just have so many mobs in the map. We have all those expedition modifiers to the expedition mobs getting more quant and rarity. Then we've got more quant and rarity from the blue altars. And we've got all those effects of our Chisel, Arc, and Vald maps. And it just ends up exploding with items. So I could feel it. I knew there was way more base drops than normal. I think memories, I got way more memories than normal. Again, can't include them. So this is only going over, the base loot, the stuff you can expect to get. But do bear in mind, you kill so many monsters and you have so much quant and rarity, even on an unmagic find character, as I am. I don't have any magic find on my character. That you just get so many items. So a very, very cool tree and strategy, and it ended up being way more fun. Now, of course, not everything is hunky-dory. There are some things that are pretty bad about this strategy. You do have to click an awful lot if you have bad problems with your hands like me. This one's going to be a miss. You got to click all those little splinters, all the clasped hands. And bear in mind, those clasped hands clicks are on a bit of a timer because you've got until that breach closes. But the main thing you want to do is get in the breaches, open as many as you can within proximity of one another, and then kill the bosses as quickly as possible and click all the hands. That's the big one. As you can see here, I actually died there. If you see my XP bar, I'm going to cut that out. But for the eagle-eyed that noticed, I did actually die there. But it's only people watching this part of it that will know that. So, yeah, clear all the breaches, go through, click all the hands, and then try and kill the boss as late as possible. That's because that +1 to our rewards is going to push whatever tier we're at to the next one. So I was getting to about 7. This map, I think I got to 7 or maybe just under 7 by the end. We'll actually see. Yeah, here, going into the boss room, just shy of 7. But I believe the boss takes me over to 7 and then I get the +1 and I go up to 8, as you can see. So, brilliant. A lot of fun. Very cool strat. A few Deli Orb there, some essences. Get out. Go again. Let's talk about the loot. You'll have to excuse me, it is a mess. So what happened today basically was I started farming this and this is everything that I got. Pretty good. But this was slightly different. I did this without forcing the Delirium. And I realized quite far into this one that it was just stupid not to force the Delirium, basically. It's like less than 10C per map. And you get so many Deli Orbs and it almost double dips in a way with the Breach because The breach pauses the delirium fog. It doesn't travel past you. It adds a ton of juice to the deli, so we were typically getting up to about 8 rewards. And it just means we get more out of the map. So it felt absolutely dumb not to do it, which is why I then thought I'd restart, go again, and that is where all this came from. So you'll have to forgive me, it's not sorted. I don't actually have time to do it today. But I wanted to share this with you guys while it was hot off the press. But yeah, we did pretty well. Unnatural, we got, I think, 56. I had 2 maps that I forgot to do. So I've just done those, and that's what the footage is from. And then we have, what do we have? Deli orbs, tons of delirium orbs, currency in general. Tons of basic currency, a lot of divines. We got like 2 from an expedition. The others were like from random mobs. I think we got a boss altar as well while we were in there. So won't be counting the 3 that we got from a boss altar. But you know, it looks cool in the stack, huh? Anticipation. We actually got one of these on each of the 50 maps. You can see. So I don't know how common this is. Last league I did 100, didn't get one. So could be very lucky on my side. Then we had like Astronaut, Widowhail, a Diallas. Obviously this isn't counted, it's like 7 divines. And I got a very bait elegant round shield. So that was fun to drop. And yeah, the rest is just like stack decks, logbooks, vendor currency, and obviously we get a ton of juice for our vendors here. Let's see how it looks in spreadsheet form. It's going to make it much easier. Here's our trusty spreadsheet. Still on the old one for now. This will get updated soon. We are investing 30 chaos per map. That's with Gilded Breach, a Breach Compass, Unnatural Compass, Rusted Div Scarab, Polished Reliquary, Polished Expedition, the Breach Map Device Craft, and then a Deli Mirror Compass. This one really inflated the investment, but it was more than worth it because what we ended up spending just shy of 2 divs. Well, we got 3.5 divs back just in Deli Orbs. Then, of course, we got like 5 Simulacrums, and then just the benefit of having all those monsters in the map, I think, really contributed to the amount of like uniques and raw divines we drop in. As I said, I dropped 4 Voidborn Reliquary keys. I actually use them. That's why you saw like foils in my stash. But I mean, if you were doing this and you drop that, like obviously you can count them. Who cares? But yeah, so we ended up getting a lot of just raw drops. All the tools we got 56, valued at 14 divines. Anticipation valued at 1, 2.3. Even if I was to take this off, we're still sitting pretty. So don't worry, if you don't drop yourself a shield, you'll be all good. Deli Orbs, we dropped 59 Delirium Orbs in 50 maps, so averaging more than 1 a map, which is brilliant. 3.5 divines worth there. Vendor refresh currency, 3.5 divines worth. Logbooks, we did way better on the logbooks this time, as opposed to the last time we did Expedition. We got 12, so really, really good. Stack decks, we get so many of these from Expedition. And then PoE stack, the page right here, I'll show you. Come to 15, this is filtered for 15 chaos. Anything lower than this in total value will not be included. You can see what's in like Exalt, Screaming Invitation, maps, you know, splinters, currency, all this stuff that's super easy to sell. Breach stones, blueprints, and then, you know, stuff down here at the bottom. We should actually untick that. Doesn't change it. It's fine. So that is the page, and this strat was, I mean, it's just good. I don't know. I tried telling people last league. Some people took advantage of it. These Unnatals, people told me they don't sell. They don't sell in bulk, I'll tell you that. But they certainly sell one at a time, over and over and over. No one's going to buy 10. Everyone's going to buy 1, but they're going to sell really fast. Breach, still very good, still very strong. You don't need us to tell you. Go nuts, have at it. Have a good time with this farm. If anything changes, as usual, come in here, make a copy of the sheet, change the cost to whatever it is now. Let's say these go up to 10C. We can still expect to return above 9. So Gildeds can go up, anything can go up. This is what I mean. Everyone tells me things go up and it's undoable. Come in here, type in what it goes up to, and you can see what to expect. You'll be all good. All right, get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.